The Charger Ute is blessed with one big bundle of wires that goes from right behind the passenger seat all the way back to the spare tire well. And in order to do the final step before we do the bed floor, you need to really kind of sort out all these wires. And then this is the very end. This is your license plate light, your turn signal plugs, all this stuff I leave connected. All of these wires, I just kind of zip tie them together at the end. So this is the business end of the wiring harness as far as lights is concerned. This little harness here goes to the fuse box. And this fuse box is mounted just behind the battery. The battery and the power leads to the battery all are very easy to disconnect. These are all 10mm sockets. This is the power for all of your accessories in the car. I'll leave this off. So your fuse box, your wiring, and this bundle goes all the way up to the front of the car behind the passenger seat. And what we're going to do, since our Smith Ute aluminum bed is not meant to be watertight, we're going to install a plastic sleeve all along this one harness after we zip tie it together in order to protect it from any moisture that eventually does get to that area of the car. That way, when you wash this thing, when you rinse things off, when you take the bed covers off to access the spare, you never really have to worry about getting fuse boxes wet or anything like that. And yet, if you ever did have to service something, it's just a plastic sleeve. So even when the car is finished, you can slit the plastic sleeve, you can change a fuse, you can do whatever you have to do in the back without a whole lot of drama. So having said that, I'm going to go through the quick disassembly process here of the battery and the fuse box leads. I'm going to show you a few tricks about where to disconnect the wires so that you don't have to put slits in that bag the whole way front to back, so that we can really keep it dry. So the first thing I do is I zip tie together all of the loose wires that go back toward the turn signals. So by zip tying all these together, and you'll recognize the license plate light here, a lot of things. I haven't trimmed this harness yet. This is as it comes out of the Charger. So this is the business end. This is the end that has all the turn signals and lights for the back of the car. This little harness plugs into the back, and we don't have to disconnect it, but it goes into the back of the fuse box. The fuse box gets power from a red cable. Now we're going to disconnect that because we don't want to be slitting the plastic bag in order to feed this harness. I also disconnect the battery, and though you don't have to move it out of the way, you can. Believe it or not, that's the only ground from the battery to the main harness on the car. It's quite amazing. They have another ground up front on the starter, but this is the only one that really powers the car, these two leads. So we disconnect the battery grounds. We're going to follow this system of cables here. Now, this cable right here is the main bundle. So this one with all the wires that goes in here, this cable bundle goes all the way up front. What I did is I took a couple of zip ties and I just connected all of these into one bundle. And I want you to see this one area up here. Right near where we're going to have the only slit that really is going to affect something that water could get to. When this is assembled, we have a downturn here, and your positive cable has to come out of that sleeve. So we're going to make a slit right after this plastic piece. We're going to make a little slit, and we're going to pull the power cable out. We're going to pull this one out and feed it toward the rear of the car. This area right here also has another ground which mounts in front of the battery over there. I've taken that one off so you can recognize that ground. It's got about 6 or 7 pieces to it. And then you've also got this, which I believe is the ABS plug, and it's down in front of the car. And it looks like, if you want to zoom in there, Coop, this little piece has a weatherproof seal, and it looks like this from the top. If you were to look at it from inside the spare tire well, that's what it looks like. And this goes into a rectangular hole in the floor. Now, in order to remove this, you go under the car and you pull this clip. So this clip, when there's a plug under the car for the ABS plugs in there, and this little metal clip holds everything in place. So you basically are pulling this clip out, you disconnect the plug, and then this plug is now free to be part of this bundle and be waterproof. We're going to pull this out with the positive cable and the small positive cable. This bundle right here is going to come out the side of our plastic sleeve later. So for now, I just wanted to show you those little tricks to make this go a little faster. We're going to thread the sleeve the whole way forward and send it through the firewall, zip tie it off, and then we're going to seal off the entire beginning area so no water can get in up there. Usually we encapsulate it in foam up front. And then we're also going to seal off the back area when we're done at the very end of the project. We'll slide the sleeve beyond this wire, zip tie it off, and then let the rest just be sealed as we have the car driving in the future. So this is the sleeve that comes in the kit. We've already tried to fit this. It's a very heavy duty plastic. We're going to begin at this end of the wiring harness. Look at it, we have the harness, we have the fuse block, we have everything here to put together. So we won't bore you with all the little details of threading the sleeve, but Cooper and I are going to thread all of these wires. It's one big bundle, and this thing is designed to be large enough to even cover the fuse box. And remember, we'll have a couple of little slits here that allow us access to wires that shoot out the side. But in general, you're going to sleeve the harness front to back, just like this. And what we like to do is pull about half of the sleeve up here and literally take a crunched up version of this, take your arm, and you're basically going to thread this up your arm and grab that wire. So that'll get you started. And once again, go slow. You don't want to rip anything. They're just wires. There's nothing fancy to do. Once you have those wires out, you can continue sleeving. And like I said, it's tedious, but this is the kind of stuff that allows you a real trouble-free car and keeps your wires from being corroded, and more importantly, gives you the ability to wash and clean the bed of your ute every few years to keep everything tidy. So I'll continue doing this. We are going to thread this all the way to the front wall of the car. Cooper's going to set down that phone while we do it. I'm going to need a hand here as we go forward. Let me set that. So we've completely covered the fuse box. We're going to continue to pull this plastic cable along the entire length of the wires. And then we're going to make a slit right here so that the big power cables can come out the side of the bag and be used to power the vehicle. You want to do this before you put the floor in, just because it's easier. Technically, the crossbars can be installed and you can do this, but it really does, just puts everything in the way. This whole thing is much easier, as you can see, without these crossbars in the way. One wire you have to cut is this wire that goes to a pollution control harness. There's two wires that are underneath here with a rubber grommet, and they come down to the floor. One is a purple and white one, and one is a black and white one. And that's the one pair of wires that you have to cut so that you can reattach them later. So I'm going to continue pulling the sleeve in. And you'll know where they are because you'll look right next to the sleeve where these wires are cut and you'll see the wires sitting there. So pull this down. And this starts to look pretty good. You can see all it is a plastic sleeve, so it's very low tech, but it really works well. So I have pulled the plastic sleeve all the way to the firewall up front, scooched it along, tightened it up. So if you want to take a look at this, the power cable, the red power cable for the fuse box, and the little connector for the ABS, I pull those out. I then grab the hole together and pinch it off and seal it with a zip tie again so that I can reach everything if I have to in the future. So you're going to do your grounds. Remember, we have a ground, we have a pass-through that goes down to the ABS, and we have the two red wires. So that's a slit. We come forward. We have a very, very tiny slit for these two wires that go into the side, and then we connect them. And whenever you reconnect them, we use those solder, the crimp and solder, waterproof crimp and solder mounts, the red ones. That's what those are for in the kit, and they're included. And then we just follow this entire piece down here. Now, these little bolts that mount the cables to the harness, so that's what I do. We continue the bag all the way down. It goes under the seat area all the way up to the front wall. And this is the bundle of wires that goes into the front of the car. I take this bag, tidy it up, wrap it around, and just pull it through. I have to pull that sleeve through. Anyway, this sleeve, go ahead and push that through the hole, and then we're going to seal this off with foam. We already, you can see, have the silicone on the edges of the panel. It's one of the first things we do when we assemble, the car. The aluminum is when we're done, we put the silicone sealant around all the corners so we don't get any water. And then this bag goes through into the passenger compartment that is dry. I put a good zip tie around it, but then I embed this whole area with foam. And I just use the 3-inch crack fill foam from Lowe's, the urethane moisture cure foam. You can see it's an area that doesn't have a whole lot of water anyway, but why not encase this and keep it from leaking. Plus the foam can really go around, all these little crevices and everything to keep the corner dry. So that's the tip. That's the harness covered in a plastic sleeve all the way back. I'm going to make a slit here, pull these out, connect the battery again, and we're good to go. These are our wires after we've run the plastic bag. These are the wires that have the wiring for the tail lights and the license plate light. This is what it looks like. So this is your fuse box. We right before installing the fuse box in its original location, I'm just going to put that, like we were talking about there, put a zip tie around it. That'll seal that off. It'll go right back in its original spot. Up here, at the very bottom of the spare tire well here, I put a little slit. And the reason I put a slit down there is that if any water does get in this bag, we don't want it coming up to the fuse box, which is 6 or 8 inches above, the bottom. Any water that does get in here, in the unlikely event that there's water in there, it'll just drain out the bottom, out the drain holes. So I put this slit, here's your ABS cable that we were talking about. That's going to go down there and get hooked up. Here's your ground. That's going to go right here and get hooked up. And here's your power cord. Your two power cords, your major power cord here, and your power cord for the fuse box. Even though you can put a slit here on the fuse box and reattach this, I'm finding it pretty handy to just extend this with another piece of red power cable and go around through the backside. And just, if you're adding 18 inches of power cable, you can just go inside the bag from the back and not have to slit it. On this particular car, I'm just going to make a slit down here. I'm going to stick this inside the fuse box, call it a day. And I'll probably, once that is assembled, I'll pull another little piece of plastic over the end, just over this section, just so we know we're not going to get any water draining into the fuse box. So as we go forward, we just wrapped. I don't use the standoffs or anything. I use the original holes. So when you push your plastic connector back down, it's pretty well sealed. Once again, the hole that I just made by pressing this onto the two posts is on the bottom of the bag. So if there is any buildup in water, it's going to drain out the bottom of the bag. The job of this plastic is to keep the water from going into that bundle of wires, and then once it's in the bundle of wires, it can travel. So you want to keep the bundle of wires dry, take this, seal this off. I always just goop this up again, put a twist tie on it, twist these like this, put a twist tie on it, and you've got a pretty dry mount. If water gets in here, it's just going to go down to the bottom and drain out, so no big deal. And then the rest of this bag goes all the way up to the rear, right behind the seats. Pull the bag through that little hole in the seats and fill that corner with foam. And that's it.